The
A
Awakening.
mercury arc rectifier is a large glass bulb, and at the bottom is a puddle of liquid mercury, and it really does glow bright blue when switched on. There were several mercury arc rectifiers in the mail rail. They played a vital role powering the railway from 1959 to 1980s. This is the footage of me in Malta, and I did a lot of urban exploring. I'm actually in an extremely old theatre, and this is a hatch I went in. See at the top, and there's a mercury arc rectifier. Look at that little baby. That's the one I nicked the mercury out of. This one wasn't broken. So here we go. This is the room where they did the film, and it had all this old tech in there, really old. This had not been used since the 60s up here. And below me, because I'm at the very top of the building, below me was the hall where they did the dances and they did the theatre and all stuff like that. Look, reels. And now when I'd done the research on this place, this actual gadget was for the revolving doors. So there is where the mercury arc rectifier would sit. And I guess now I've done the research that the doors, the revolving door is direct current, and that place was supplied in alternating current. That's why they had to get the mercury arc rectifier. If every electric car's power station or charging station had 770 grams of mercury, say half the houses down the street had it, you're talking millions and millions and millions of grams of liquid mercury. And where is that gone? It's been taken out, it's been stolen from us. The history of the electric car. It all started in 1832. The very first car was an electric car, and it was not a pattern motor car designed by Carl Benz. So the history of the electric car started with British inventor Robert Anderson. He built his electric powered vehicle in Aberdeen, a port city in north east Scotland, between 1832 and 1839. The car could travel around 12 kilometers per hour. It was a bit cumbersome to the steer, but the drive unit was almost as quiet as the powertrain in the new Tesla. These photos that are over 100 years old are better than some of the pictures from the 1960s. Cables coming out of this wooden structure, charging up the back of this electric car. Now, this was the early 1900s, so that's 110 years old or 115 years old. Now if you look at the little charger, this one looked like it had no steering wheel. Here, this is what housed the mercury arc rectifier. So we're going to have a look at how these things worked and how they changed, or they rectified, alternating current into direct current. So this was a charging set for the electric cars run, and look, 156 miles on one charge. This is 120 years ago. A mercury arc valve or mercury vapor rectifier is a type of electrical rectifier used for converting high voltage or high current alternating current AC into direct current DC. It is a type of cold cathode gas filled tube, but is unusual in that the cathode, instead of being solid, is made from a pool of liquid mercury and is therefore self-restoring. As a result, mercury arc valves were much more rugged and long lasting and could carry much more high currents than most other types of gas discharge tubes. Mercury arc rectifiers were used to provide power for industrial motors, electrical railways, streetcars and electric locomotives, as well as radios, transmitters and high voltage direct current. Early 1900s, 120 years ago, they were using mercury to rectify, to convert AC to DC. So they've changed. So it used to be that, but now what they brought out is they brought out these rectifiers. Now the mercury arc rectifiers, they got replaced in the 70s, and what they did was they replaced it with these little gadgets. These are rectifiers, so you've got the AC currents going in the centre, and then you've got the direct currents coming out on the outside ones. So it's sort of like a little transformer as well, you know.